Hello traders, Steve Ganz here, and I'm going to share a concept trade with you. As always, these trades are designed to be paper trades for educational purposes. But let me just walk you through my thought process and my concept on a specific trade that I'm looking at. And this has to do with Nvidia. And as we can see, Nvidia continues to be extremely bullish. Even today, when we're down about 0.5% in the S&P, Nvidia is still powering higher. Now, there's a couple reasons behind this. Obviously, it's a sought-after company. It did just break out to the upside here and is continuing to run. That was after their earnings report. They had blowout earnings, which of course fueled this. Elon Musk is buying a massive amount of their product to build a new supercomputer, an AI supercomputer, so that's going to boost things. And this is my catalyst, a 10-to-1 stock split that's going to be taking place here before too long. So the details on that stock split, I looked up here, and it's 10-for-1 on June 10th. So what often happens in a stock split is that when that stock becomes more affordable to the masses, more people start piling money into it. Many investors today, they don't have $1,300 for a share of Nvidia, but if it's $130, there's going to be more potential money, more retail money that might file into that stock. So I want to use the Optimize tab here in OptionStrat. I've come in, I've put Nvidia. I have selected that I am bullish on Nvidia, and I can put in what I consider to be a price target here. I don't think $1,300 between now and July 5th, I don't think that's unreasonable. Now, it is going to split. Again, we got to remember that on June 10th. So if it does in fact split, that would mean it would be $130. So it would be going up, what is that, $15, $18 a share, somewhere in that range to get above $1,300 after that split. Now, of course, I can modify this number. This is the number that was just assigned under bullish. Now, if I go very bullish, it's projecting a price of $14.61 or $146 after the split. I'm just going to come back here to bullish. I'm going to go out to July 5th. Because I want to be well after that stock split. And keep in mind also here, right now, whatever I do, I'm going to do, again, this is a paper trade, but I would do this trade with a single option or single spread. But once that split takes place, that's going to get divided up into 10 options or option spreads. So that just your broker will automatically handle that process. So let's look at the different options given my premise here of being bullish on Nvidia between now and July 5th. So I could come in just by a simple long call. That's going to be really expensive. That's going to cost me $18,000. I could do a covered call, which requires me to own 100 shares of the underlying stock. That's quite capital intensive way of going as well. Same thing here, cash secured put, very similar. So the other thing I can do here is I can come in and say, you know what, I need to limit my whatever it is I'm going to do here to a certain number. So I'm just going to put in $10,000 just as a number, and this will show me the different possibilities. So I could still buy a long call, but it's a different long call that does limit my my losses. It also has no cap on the upside, which is nice. I could do a bull call spread. In this case, I'm basically buying a call and then selling a further out call, and that helps reduce this cost here. So rather than just a lone call at 10,000, I'm selling another call, picking up obviously in the neighborhood of $5,000 or $4,000, which is limiting my downside risk. Or I can do a bull put spread. In this case, I'm selling a put here, and then I'm buying another put down here for protection. So we can look at the percent chances that exist here. So here I'd be getting a 200% return on my risk, a potential profit of $12,000. I've got a 40% chance of that happening. I'm risking $5,800. Here, I've got a 68% return on risk, potential profit here in the $2,200 range, risking $3,200. Got a higher percent chance of this happening. Now, keep in mind, these percent chances are based off of the normal movement of stocks in general. This is not factoring in those different things like my premise of a stock tends to run after a stock split. So that's not really factored in here. So if my premise is correct, and of course there's no guarantees on that, but if my premise is correct, I believe the chances in all of these are higher than what is showing here. So in this particular case, I'm probably going to lean toward the bull put spread. So let me just open this in the builder. And now I can potentially tweak this, modify it, adjust it a little bit. But I like the fact that it's choosing highly liquid strikes here. We can see if you have the paid version of OptionStrat, we can see that these bars let us know that there's a lot of action happening there. So there's going to be liquidity. This one, the little asterisk here or the warning sign is telling me there's not quite as much liquidity there. So not a huge concern, but if I want to move that to where I might have some more liquidity, I can maybe tighten that up a little bit. Now we're at a 30-point spread, and you can see that little warning sign went away. I'm going to be taking in $1,300 in credit, which is going to be my max profit in this particular scenario. And that's as this trade exists right now. Now keep in mind that a likely scenario for me in this trade is as this trade evolves, I could very well adjust this trade. If, for example, if Nvidia were in fact to rip up here to $11.60 or $116 after the split, well, maybe I sell a call spread on the upper side here. So there's things that I could potentially do if this trade goes my direction where I would reduce my risk on this side. I'd maybe add some risk on this side and then juice my profits in that process. So for right now, this is going to be the path that I am going to take on Nvidia. I'm going to save this trade. I'll share it out with everyone. Today's date is the, let's see here, it is the 29th, 5/29/24. Opening bull put spread with premise of run up largely due to stock split. So that's my premise, and I figured I might as well go ahead and note that here. Now I'm going to save this trade, and I will copy the link. I'll share it in the description down below so that everybody can take that link, open it up in OptionStrat yourself. Even if you don't have an account, you can click on that. It will open it up in a window so that you can follow along in a free version of the software. And we'll see how this sort of plays out over time. Again, this is all about education, about learning, about understanding how to think about stock positions, and some of the things to maybe take into consideration along the way. So that's it for now in this new start to finish. Take care, everyone.